people can gather together because this is going to be fun, fun, fun. I'm Shahar Boyaya, and I'm going to talk to you about a very special artist, even a friend of mine that I've known for many, many years, and I think if you don't know her, you're going to love her. But we first need to wait a little bit so everybody gets here together, yes. If you have any comments, you can leave on the chat. We're streaming to several different places, and I'll try to check here every now and then, but we may be so excited with what I have to show that maybe we won't even have much time to, hey, Wilma, welcome here, but maybe I won't have much time to pay a lot of attention here, but I will look in the chat later, of course, and if there are any questions or anything, I'll be happy to answer. But hey, Patty, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, people are gathering. We have a special artist to showcase today. My idea is just to come live and talk about an artist, show some of their work, some small tutorials, so you can get acquainted with the artist. Now, this one, like I said, is a special friend of mine, and she is an amazing sculptor. The secret component in what she does is polymer clay. She uses polymer clay to create characters. They're adorable. Her work is extensive. She's been doing this for many, many years. Today we are going to highlight one specific course that she gave here at Curious Mondo, that is the witch course. Yes, because we are close to Halloween, and it's just one of her bestsellers. Really, we have sold hundreds of that course in the near past, and today we even have a small sneak peek to show you, and the promotion that it's going on just while we are live. Because once you know her, you're going to say, okay, I need to know this style of sculpting, because you know very well that sculptor or art doll artists, they have different styles. They create characters that are totally different from one another. And she specializes actually in characters, which is amazing. So her name is Karen Baker. Like I said, she's been doing this for a very, very long time. Hi, Julie, welcome here. And she uses polymer clay to create that. The brand, let's get that out of the picture, because I know that's always a question, that she uses is a brand of clay called Pro Sculpt. It's not easy to find in stores, but you can find online, or you can find at artmakersmakery.com as well. And she uses that because it's a professional clay developed by art doll artist Jack Johnson, which is very, very famous in this market. So before I talk more about Karen, maybe we want to watch, it's just a little bit, a snippet of an interview I did with her a while ago. And she's talking about, you know, her beliefs, so you can get to put a face to the person, but then I'll tell more about her. So let's watch. So can you give us some points, because you've been doing, of course you did several times here on Facebook, on Curious Mondo. It's been a long week. What can I say?
I knew what you meant.
But you've been giving classes face-to-face for many years. That's how we met. Okay, so give me a few points. What makes, in your opinion, a good teacher?
Well, a good teacher obviously knows her stuff. She is able to, you know, make quality things. That's probably the first criteria, because you don't want to go in and try to teach something if you really don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So that would be the first. The second, I would say the second is has some really good organization skills, because a class can get if you have a class of more than, say, even 3 people, it can get away from you. People are doing their own thing, and they're chatting and talking, and it's hard to keep everybody on focus and on task. And although it's not school, you want to stay on a relatively, you know, so everything goes smoothly and you're not running overtime. So I would say that's the next most important thing, is to learn how to manage your class. And that is not easy.
Not easy at all, because there's always a difficult person someplace.
Oh, never fails. There's always somebody in the class that's either really emotional or just having a hard time with what they're doing, and they kind of disrupt the whole flow. And it's okay, but I mean, you just have to know how to manage that and still stay, you know, you're happy lovely self.
Not fuming because of
Yeah,
a
you
person.
can't get mad.
Yeah.
That's the third point, is you have to
And
have.
it's not always easy, correct?
It's not always
Yeah.
easy. You run into all kinds of people. So you have to know, you almost have to be a little bit of a therapist. You have to know how to deal with all kinds of people, and be happy and chipper about it. And if they're being nasty, or you have to know how to deal with that without falling apart in front of your whole class. That ensures that, they'll spread the word and say, oh gosh, that was a great class, even though so-and-so was having a, meltdown. Karen kept her cool. The other thing is you have to have really good patience. You cannot, never, if I was helping you do something and you were just not getting it, you can never just go, why aren't you getting this? You can't ever
Even
be like
doing
that.
Even that, right? If you do that,
Even that
is a sign of anguish.
Or an eye roll, like,
Oh, I already told you
like
that.
you look off and you take it and you're like, okay, you know what? I already told you this. You can still have a sharpness to your tone that people pick up on. And especially fellow artists, they're sensitive, and you have to be, you have to be aware of that. So what are those 3 things? 4 things. Those are probably the most important things that I could think of right off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others, but.
Haha, cool. What I like about her is that she is always herself. She is what she is. She's the same on camera, off camera, very, very open, talks the truth, and I love that about her. You also notice that she talks a lot with your hands like I do, so we get along really well. She loves to have fun. She loves to have fun. She's a huge animal lover. I mean, always has been, always had several pets. Sometimes I think she has way too many, but she loves them. She's good at training them, and she loves horses. Yes, she has a horse that she brought from Europe many years ago that she used to compete with that horse, and now she has a new one, a younger one that she's training, and she participates in competitions and all that. So she has a very fun life. I really enjoy watching her on social media and seeing all the things that she does. But she spends a lot of time sculpting. Like I told you, she's been doing this for many, many years. I actually met her, I would say 12 or 13 years ago, in a class that I was taking with Jack Johnson. And she was there helping him, and I could see, okay, she has the personality that, we need as a best friend. Now, she has sculpted all kinds of characters during the years, and animals as well. But lately, in the last few years, she goes to a special show where it's all about Halloween. So she has been creating every year amazing new pieces related to Halloween. And one of them is the witch. She has created different witches, right? But she gave a course here at Curious Mondo about a witch. And I just want you to see an overview of that so you really get to know what I'm talking about. So let's just see the overview of this course.
Every push you make on your clay with your hands has a reaction. Then that also helps when you're pushing, it helps keep it in place. The differences between the two, they handle differently. As I'm putting pressure, I roll it all the way to the end. When you bake it, it's going to go even lighter. Let's blend that out a little bit. This will be more defined. Whoops. This will be more defined here. I can go a little faster. I push the batting down a little so I get a good, nice and slow. Don't do this too fast.
Look at that.
Look at that. Fun,
Nice.
Different things. Tie ribbons on it. I mean, the sky's the limit.
So did you see how adorable that witch is? You should have seen the piece here because it was amazing. Now, I was counting actually here, and she has given 14 or 16 courses just here at Curious Mondo, and many of them are related to the holidays. So besides the witch alone was a 3-day course. No. The witch alone was a 4-day course. Yes, 4 days, because she not only did the sculpting in that case, but she also created the costuming for that witch. So at the end, you had everything. But she has others here, and I'm just going to mention a few. For example, for Halloween, she has the ghost, and another adorable piece. That piece came from a full set of 3 art dolls that were one playing the piano, the other was singing, the other was playing, I think, an instrument. It was a huge piece. She also creates all the props. So she had the piano as well. It's a jaw-dropping piece in itself. And of course, she taught us how to make the ghost. Her latest course here was actually the pumpkin man and girl. That was super fun as well. And she also had one where she created a skeleton. So those are just the ones related to Halloween. But the cool part is that while I'm live here, the witch course, so it's the longest course she has because it's almost a master class. It goes from the very beginning, creating the witch, to the costuming. We are discounting, just while I'm live here, 40%. That's a huge discount. 40%. All you have to do is go to curiousmondo.com. Right there on the homepage, scroll just a tiny little bit, and you will see this video and the offer right there, and you can get today only for 40% off. And you're going to cherish this wish for many, many years. It's amazing. Now, you saw at that small introduction that we did, how I don't even have a word for that, how cool her pieces are. And I don't need to say on a professional level, because you all know she's a professional, but you look and you see, right, that she has mastered this art of sculpting art dolls into an amazing thing. Most of her art dolls, like the witch, they are made out of polymer clay. The head, the hands and the feet and the body, she uses one model of soft sculpting them. Very, very cool, and anybody actually can do that, which once you do, they are bendable, you can move a little. Of course, these are pieces of art, they are not to be played with, but small movements and things like that. She shows how she makes the bases as well. So it's really amazing. So much so that, think about this, as a professional, and she sells her pieces and everything. She goes right now to one show a year, and she sells enough for the whole year. That's how it is. Her pieces vary in price because, of course, it varies on the costume and everything that she makes. But on average, she sells a piece for about $2,000. And that's easy peasy for her. We did as a test once, and I don't remember which character it was, but it was a while ago, because she has been giving courses here for years now, that we decided to auction the piece. I believe it was the anthropomorphic bunny, but I'm not 100% sure. But we said, you know what, we are going to go on Facebook and auction this, right? And let's see for how much it goes. And we had people fighting for the bids, right? And it sold on the very first time we did it, so really well. She was happy. So you see, her pieces, they are amazing and they sell really fast. But what you have to think is, what about you? Even if you are a very beginner, you never touched polymer clay, you are going to have the best mentor for you to learn how to sculpt art dolls, how to sculpt characters, because that's what she masters. And pieces that really appeal on an emotional level to people, because you really look at the witch and you think, oh my gosh, this is the best witch ever, right? Not even Hollywood can create a witch like that. You will be able to, of course, with practice, right? Because it's not just attending a course that makes you a master in sculpting. You have to get to the clay and then start making, and maybe the first one will not be the best. I think we all have the very first sculpture we created, and when we look at that, I can say to oh my, how did you do this, right? And I know Karen's the same, April Jensen is the same. The first one is never a masterpiece, but the fact is that you're training and creating memory on your fingers, and the second one will be even more amazing and more amazing. But it is important to have the right guidance, the right mentor beside you, because if you don't, you're dead in the water, right? It's very complicated for you to try to reinvent the wheel and go through all the mistakes and things in the process, because it takes you a long time. It takes you a long time. So why? I ask all the time, why? If you can have somebody beside you that already made all those mistakes, she can detour you into a faster road to success. And that is one key reason why we always should be investing in learning, because the time that we save in the process, it's mind-boggling to me when I see so many people say, oh, I can go online and watch the videos. I mean, you're not counting the time that you're going to be watching a ton of videos until you find one that is actually useful, the amount of false information that you are going to get, false perspective, because let's face it, many of those videos, most of those videos, they are edited. So the artist, for example, never makes a mistake or anything. So you fool yourself thinking that you have to accomplish that in a very short period of time, and it has to be perfect, when it never happens that way. Because the way we do courses here is during a live session where anything can happen. For you to have an idea, when she was making the Santa with us, she did burn the nose in the oven of the Santa, and she had to figure a way to fix and create a masterpiece right here in front of the cameras. And we don't edit those out. Oh no, because that's really not only shows you how to solve problems when they happen, and they happen, doesn't matter how masterful you are in an art, but also not to have the false expectation of creating something perfect and simple without the challenges. But the mentor in the class teaching you is really showing you what to avoid and how to accomplish without having to make all the mistakes that they have made during the years. Because that's exactly why they are good right now, is because they went through those mistakes and they figure a way to solve it. But when she's teaching, she's showing you how to solve that. And when a mistake happens, guess what? You will see how she fixed that. It's really amazing. But I know you want to know more about Karen. I want to show you one sneak peek of what you have in this course, so you know the level of expertise that she has. So let's watch the first one.
I tend to like bigger noses. I like character noses. So I'm gonna go with it's probably the size of a chickpea. Okay, so roll it into a ball, and then you're gonna roll it into this teardrop shape. And then we're gonna put it right down onto our face. And I take it between the eyes, just like that. And smooth the top part right into the brow. Just blend this right into the sides first. Not too much, because we're just attaching it. We're really not doing the details yet.
It's the ugly beginning,
Yeah,
right, of any sculpture.
at any sculpture.
Yeah.
Lift that a little bit. Okay.
And how important is the nose, right? But you saw while she was making how actually easy it is. You get, really at the end, you have sculpted an amazing witch. But all the parts of the process, if you look just at the witch, you think, oh my gosh, I will never be able to do this. But, you know, you saw how she is so cool when she's explaining, and every part actually becomes easy. And when you put it all together, you're going to have an amazing witch. Not only that, she teaches you a lot about anatomy as well. And you get to understand why you drip something, why something has to be up, how do you make a smile, how you make the eyes squint. It's not just manipulating clay and you know, making marks. It's really understanding how they work, even the wrinkles, right? So it's amazing. I want to remind you, this course alone, 4 days, has what, about 12 hours of instruction? Yeah, because, you know, here we go with the why of helping you become a better artist. So you need to watch what you need to watch in order to accomplish becoming a master in sculpting. So it's not a quick project that you get it done in 2 hours and you say, maybe the money was not really worth this, right? Because when you have to replicate into other models, you can't. No, here you really learn all that you need to learn about sculpting a character witch, and Karen does this like no other. So we have prepared a very special offer for you just while I'm live at curiousmondo, mondo.com, where if you scroll right on the first page, the second thing you see is really this video with the offer of 40% off. So you're getting 4 days of instructions. Each day has 3 segments, and each segment is about 45 minutes, so you can do the math there. And she added some bonus items in this course. Of course, list of material, but one thing that is very important, the chart with the proportion for the body. Even though she's creating characters, she's following all the anatomy rules. And even when she breaks it, she makes it very clear the why. So you have that chart because you're going to use that chart for many, many dolls later that you decide to sculpt. And she also created a video on how to create the witch's hat, which is a crucial component because there are different ways that you can create all that costuming, and then you have different witches. She actually even every single time she goes to this show, she creates several heads of witches, and that's what she sells. Just the head, it becomes almost like a tree ornament or for the person to put by the door. They're just adorable. She sells them. I don't believe exactly the price, but it's over 100. Well, even if you make one that you think is not good enough to become my masterpiece witch, guess what? You can still sell those and recoup all your investment, because really 40% off is a huge discount, but it's very easy for you to recoup whatever you are investing just with one witch head. That's how it is. Just the head with the neck. You put some flu here, pretending it's the costuming, and there you go. You have it ready to sell. So curiousmondo.com is where you get 40% off while we are live with this amazing class. And we saw the nose. Can we look into something else that she made during this course so you know how amazing it is? I think we can. Let's watch the second one.
And then, of course, the real fun is the turkey neck. And what I do for that is I take a little piece of clay and I roll it out, flatten it out. I'm going to attach it to the chin and just bring it right down to the neck. Roll it over a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put my thumb here. I'm going to kind of pinch it up because I really can't get my fingers in there to pinch it like I like to. So I'm going to use my tool and my thumb. For an older person, sometimes they have, this neck underneath. I just put a little piece there.
It gives so much character.
So much character.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's really aging her now, and it gives them a lot.
Did you pay it? I want to see if you paid attention to what you were watching, because maybe you thought you're just watching how she's making part of the neck. Did you see that beside her, she actually has one of those heads that I just mentioned with a huge hat? I mean, who wouldn't like to have that at home? Not talking only about the sculpture itself, but that part, that head of a witch with a beautiful hat. I mean, think about how much you could sell that for. So I told you, it is over 100 in her case. I can't remember the right amount, but it's amazing. The other thing, I don't know if you paid attention, is that at the beginning I told you, when she's sculpting, she usually makes the head, the hands, and the feet, and then she has an armature with a soft sculpture that she's going to show you how. Very cool armature, by the way, because it is easy to make and it gives the perfect shape for a body. I know many other sculptors out there, they use a soft body, but it's so complicated to get it together and make the final shape, and Karen does it in a simple way. But the second thing I want to know if you notice is that she's actually creating a chest plate, which is not the normal character that she creates. So this part of the body is also going to be showing, and she is teaching you in the course how to make that chest plate. So I think it's one step up in the whole process as well. Amazing. Just a reminder, while I'm live only, and that's why I'm repeating this, because I don't want you to miss, you're going to be sorry to get this masterclass for 40% off just by going at curiousmondo.com on the very first page and taking action, because it is as low as it can be price point. I'm making a very special offer just because I'm live right now, and you are going to get an amazing course. I never heard a complaint about any of Karen Baker's courses. We have hundreds and hundreds of instructors here. Never ever. People love her to the point that some people collect all her courses. All her courses. They have every single one because they know they have the right mentor, the right master beside them, and so they can become better artists. And you know, I don't know about you, but I am an artist, and I try to become better every day. And there is only one way. Actually, there are two ways. One, by practicing as often as you can. You know, I wish I could touch polymer clay every single day. I can't, but I try to do at least once a week. And keep trying, because it's very important for you to acquire the right movements of your hand. And the second one is to have somebody that can guide you. It's much harder in life to try to walk all the path alone. That's why we look for masters, we look for mentors, we look for masterminds, we look for groups. I know you belong into groups in social media, and one of the reasons, you might not even be a conscious one, you might be thinking you just want to look at the work of the others, but no, you're looking to become better, and by being inspired by others, you also become better. So we always need people to help us get where we go. We don't do that alone, or we suffer a lot in the process. Well, with the right mentor and the right type of course, which is what we really provide to you, because like I said, is a comprehensive course that you're going not only to see how to make something, you're also going to understand how she moves her hands, how she deals with the tools, and how she thinks, because that's how you are going to see, okay, maybe I was looking to my sculptures from the wrong perspective. And with her, you have that advice, and you're going to be able to adjust that. And that alone is worth gold. You may think that learning how to make a nose is what matters, but it is not. It's really the story behind it. And if there is a sculptor that cares a lot about the story, it is Karen Baker. You know why? Because she makes a whole story when she is creating. I told you about the ghosts that had the piano. She creates all the props, not in polymer clay, in other materials, but she creates a whole story. The pumpkin man that I told you was her last course, he was carrying the pumpkin lady on a wooden cart, you know, just like the pioneers used to do it. She's from Utah, so pioneers are a very crucial part of the history here of the state. So she puts that into the story, creating a whole new story. And when people look at her pieces, they are not worried if it costs $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000. They want to collect those items. That's where you have to get. And you need these shortcuts of being with an experienced person beside you, telling you what to do, instead of wasting hours, if not years, just trying to figure out things. That's how good she is, and that's why you should take advantage of this promotion. Because we know, you know, money can be an issue to many, many points in time, like right now with inflation. So we want to make sure you get a good deal, a very good deal, just by taking action in less than an hour, because that's how long this promotion lasts, right? So you get 40% off, and you get everything. Nothing is kept behind you. We have one more sneak peek of this course in case you're still not convinced about how good this is. So let's watch.
But so the first thing I'm going to do is add the back part, the back portion.
And you put a goodly amount
of glue. A goodly amount, and I spread it with my finger like this, so it's a nice even coating. Then this really frizzy bit, I'm just gonna bring it right down onto it and let it grab it. Don't tap it too much, because if you tap it too much, the glue comes through the hair. Now we're gonna add right across the top. I don't want her to have like a really thick head of hair, because that's not how old women usually, when they're really old, they don't usually have a really thick head of hair. So for this top part, I'm gonna just lay the fuzziness down. Gently tap it into place. Now you're gonna let it dry for a second. This is cute.
It looks cute.
Very cute.
Did you see how the hair gives the personality to that witch? That is amazing. And did you look at the costume? It's not getting a strip of fabric and, you know, making a lot of plates and putting on the doll. No, 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 no. She is a seamstress. She has worked as a seamstress in the past. She masters sewing. But I have to tell you, when she shows you how to do it, even if you have never touched a machine, you're going, huh, I can do this. Oh yeah, I can do this. Because again, the way she does everything with that witch is doable by any person. You just need to have, you know, the knowledge that she has with you in order to put it all together. But the cool part about getting a Curious Mondo course is yours for life. So you're going to be able to rewatch this as many times as you need. And of course, because these are video files, you can push forward, you can rewind, you can stop. Let's say you're struggling with the finger. I have a hard time sculpting hands. That's the hardest for me. Well, I need to understand exactly. It's not just, oh, she puts the polymer clay on wire. Yeah, right? That's why I get those ugly things every time. So let's see exactly how she moves her hand, what she does, the pressure that she does with the clay. It makes a whole difference in the end result. And she will be doing that. And you can stop right at a point and play it 10,000 times if you need. Go back and forth. That alone is awesome that you can do that, because she goes in detail and you can stop at the parts where you find you are struggling right now. That alone is amazing. They also have 7 different languages for you to choose from to watch with captions if you decide. So if English is not your first language, well, you know, get into a language that is more comfortable to you and watch everything in that language as well. It helps. And it has also the chat transcript of when the course was live. Because we call the village, so the Curious Mondo students are actually a group of very supportive artists. And we have artists that are right at the beginning of a career, to the ones that are professionals, to the ones that have licensed their products, all kinds. And they're very supportive of everybody. And they share a lot of insight and a lot of links as well. The conversations sometimes take detours, showing how human we all are. And you're going to love to be able to go through that chat, seeing the conversation. It's actually going to put you exactly on that day. And you know, there is a party feeling when we are live. It's very unique. There is a party feeling, so you get all that, which motivates you even more. You know, just for entertainment alone is worth, because you go through and you see everybody chatting and having fun, and you know, say, oh, she burned the nose, for example, and then how she's fixing, oh, that comes back and energizes us. We need that energy going and flowing through our veins every single day. So you have the course for live. You can watch that as much as you want. It's amazing. Now, I told you already, and I'm almost done, so the promo is almost gone. You can get this for 40% off just by going to curiousmondo.com, and then right at the first page, just scroll a tad bit. This video is there, and then beside is the button for you to click to own this course for life at 40% off. Immediate access. You can start watching right away, so you don't miss Halloween for this year either. You want to decorate your home the best you can, right? Halloween is a very fun holiday here in the US. You don't want to miss it. But I have more things to tell you. For example, if you get this today and you start watching and you have the weekend, on Tuesday, this next week, Karen will be here with us. Yes, she's going to be live here with an informal format. She's not going to be teaching anything. We are going to be talking about her last show, where she's going now. We are going to show you some interviews and things like that. It's just a decompressing time. That's how we are calling. We are calling Mondo Palooza because we have 3 days of amazing instructors. But it's just, you know, to chat and take our minds off of bad news out there, focus on what we have a passion, focus on the artist and, you know, how the artist can help us get going and inspire. So guess what? Because we are live, we are going to have chats. If you have questions specifically to Karen, she will answer. The whole time she's here, it's going to last about 1 to 2 hours only. It's not a huge one. Again, it's just for us to put our minds in a good place and have fun with a very impressive artist. But, you know, you can interact all the time with her. So if it's your first course with Karen, I think you are going to have a gazillion questions for her. So use that time to do. That's a plus that you get by watching right now, because now you know about it. And in November, I believe it's the 3rd week of November, but you can double check at curiousmondo.com upcoming courses. She has a course where she's going to be sculpting a character dog. A character dog. You know, she was giving the last course, and one, I think, was a cemetery keeper, something like that. He had a companion dog, and people fell in love with that. Because again, it's a character, it's a very unique dog. So she's going to be creating one on her next course here that happens in November. And you can watch the whole course for free. Yes, you watch everything but the bonuses. So what you have to do is go to upcoming courses at curiousmondo.com and put your name and email so you get a reminder and you don't miss the live. Again, you're going to experience firsthand how it is to be able to interact with an artist as she's creating a piece, but how to interact with the village and be inspired by them. So it's going to really to be your best 3 days in November, right? Well, we are going to be having a lot of fun during Thanksgiving, but during those 3 days, you're empowered by people that think like you do, that have desires like you do, and by a mentor that is here for you. So it's worth doing these 3 things. Getting the course right now at 40% off at curiousmondo.com. Then being here on Tuesday, we start 9 a.m. Mountain Time, so Google to see what's your time. And again, live and free. And then in November for her next course. We are going to have a party. She is so fun. She makes you laugh all the time. So, okay, what do you have to do next? We are going to show you a quick overview of the course. I'm saying goodbye right now, but you're going to watch a very quick overview of the course, and then you're out of time. If you don't click on that button, you're not going to get this course at a discount, a master class on how to create a sculpture of a witch with all the costuming as well. Go have fun. Go make your witch. Join our Facebook, I Love Arts and Crafts, and post pictures of it. I want to see it. And I'll see you back here next week.
So I'm going to take it, and don't get confused now. I'm going to lay it on, and you'll see it's kind of covering the eye. But that's okay because I'm going to carve. I just want this placement here, and it'll go right on the little side of that nose wing. It'll go down across the corner of the mouth, and it'll roll. There's a little bit of thickness there, so I can kind of smooth that off. And just put it onto the face like that, and then roll it into the sides of the head. Now, you've got that material. I've made it extra on purpose. Okay, I want that material there because the sides of the head are thinner, so I'm gonna carve that away. Okay, I carved that right away. And then right on the inside of the eye, I'm just gonna nick this part away too. So now I have it, it's gonna look like that, okay? So now that I've got that established, I'm just gonna smooth it into the head. Don't smooth it too much into the, this crease of your face, because in old people, Well, look at me.
Don't look at me.
This, it's called the nasal furrow. It goes from the wing of your nose all the way, and really old people, it goes all the way down to your chin. And it's quite a deep crease. The younger you are, the tighter that is, you know, and young people don't have that. But older people, you would really, so you don't want to smooth that in too much. A little bit, but don't go crazy with it.
And he gives a lot of character.
Yes, it gives a lot of character. You can always add it back, but I'm just saying, why add it back when it's already there, you know? So we're just gonna put that on, and then we're gonna do the other side exactly the same way.
Hey Curious Mondo fans, thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out the other videos in the channel for some fabulous